Hello. I always love when I get the motivation to do a video at like 11 o'clock at night and I am like totally like getting ready for bed and stuff. So you get to see me in my, uh, yeah, in my natural state. So I guess the reason I wanted to do this video is I just finished editing the video about my story from ages 9 to 18. And it left me feeling just kind of like a little sad, because I don't know, I talked a lot about some of the challenges that I had. And I don't know, I wanted to, I guess comment on a couple of things that I left out from that video, but then also, I don't know, comment on some things that leave me feeling a little better. And yeah, a little more balanced perspective of things. So the things I realized like I didn't share, there are just a couple little interesting tidbits. This always happens, so sorry guys. This one friend of mine, one time we were on the bus and she said to me, "You have the worst eye contact." No one else has ever said that to me, but that memory sticks with me. And now I understand it. And I have a feeling, knowing me, what I did was I was like, oh my God, I need to make sure that I'm maintaining good eye contact and all that. So I probably started to force it more, I'm guessing. I still struggle with that, but I think I'm better able to fake it. And then the other thing was this one guy that I dated for like a couple months, he said to me, "You've got a lot of book smarts, but you don't have people smarts." It was true, and I was kind of upset about that, but yeah, that sums it up. So the other thing that I don't think I really fully communicated in that video was how hard I worked to cope. Like, I talked about how so severely shy I was and even had like the selective mutism where I just couldn't speak at all. I actually worked at being social. I remember consciously just saying, okay, just talk to this person in the grocery store. Or, I mean, it was an effort. It was an everyday effort to learn how to be social. And I was okay in more of like an intellectual setting, classrooms and things like that, or when I was around an activity, but take me out of those situations and forget it. So I don't think I made that fully clear how hard I worked. It wasn't like I just had friends and this and that. No, I worked so hard, and yet it really still didn't really connect the way I really would have liked. But anyway, so on another note, I've decided I am going to read you some of the things that I wrote when I was in high school. And I think some of them are kind of fun and cute. I'm also going to read you, actually I'll read this first, a letter that a teacher wrote about me, and it was for a scholarship. And it's so cool that I had this because from my perspective, all these years later, I look back at high school and I think, oh my God, it was so miserable. And believe me, it was really hard. Not high school so much, but just my life. And I can forget some of the good things. And this letter reminded me. So I'm going to share. I've got to swap glasses. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. So he wrote this for this committee group. Dear members, Sue has asked me to recommend her for a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. I am very happy to do so. I have known Sue for 2 years. She was a student in my American History Honors class as a junior. She consistently worked up to her capacity in that class and made important contributions to the class discussions. These discussions showed Sue's capacity to grasp higher level concepts and to apply them to specific situations. She was very reliable and dependable in her work habits. Sue has developed the necessary skills to be a productive and understanding student. She writes very well, has good research skills, and is able to analyze material very effectively. I just have to give a side note to, my glasses are crooked, that what I do for a living, she writes very well, has good research skills, and is able to analyze material very effectively. That's what I do for a living. I analyze information, I research, and then I write reports. So it's just so funny how nothing's changed. So it's really cool that he really saw that in me, and it was so accurate. So then he goes on to say, Sue also developed the personal or human skills to go along with her academic skills. She is honest, has a good sense of humor, and gets along well with a wide range of people. She has many student friends and gets along very well with the faculty. Sue has a deep set of values that guide her life. She values human life and is sensitive to the needs and feelings of others. Sue has done this and still maintained the ability to stand up for what she feels is right without hurting the feelings of others. Thus, I feel that Sue would be an excellent candidate for your scholarship and highly recommend her for your consideration, which, by the way, I didn't get the scholarship. But even better, I got this letter because it was just like so nice to hear this stuff. And the thing is, this is really true. I mean, this is really who I am. It talks about the deep set of values and valuing human life, being sensitive to the needs and feelings of others. I don't know. I hope I'm still as good at, saying things without hurting people as I was then. I've changed so much, but I thought that was just really a nice perspective to kind of balance some of the more negative perceptions I had of myself. Even though I was struggling so much, that I had these core values, and like I shared about in my last video, I really didn't discriminate against people, so I really was friendly with a lot of different people, and these are values that I really appreciate about myself, and they've been there a long time, so I want to focus on that. And then here's some of my writing, okay? I hope I can read my handwriting. It's pretty good. This one, okay, it has no title. Let's see, this was, I don't know what year, it doesn't say. In everyday life, individuals are strongly concerned with impressing each other. We are so busy catering to others' needs, we tend to neglect our own. Society does not judge us on our personal integrity, but rather looks to our material possessions as a means of judgment. For this reason, many feel they must impress others with their material possessions. Society also judges us by our actions. It rejects and excludes a person who it finds socially different. And I'm not going to change the grammatical errors that the teacher changed. I'll just read it as I wrote. I said, who it finds socially different. This is the reason why many of us conform to society's standards. The fear of exclusion in society prevents us from being ourselves and pursuing beliefs other than that of society. If the time spent on impressing others was used to benefit ourselves, we would become stronger individuals. We can learn to become content with our life and to appreciate life as it is. Our values such as self-reliance, individualism, integrity, optimism, and responsibility are strengthened. We learn to practice these values and ultimately change into powerful individuals. A person does not need the approval or acceptance of society to be a strong and vital individual. If they find strength from within, they can find true acceptance. So, I don't know, I kind of like that one. It's little Norma Ray or something, very cute. These I haven't read, so I'm reading these kind of fresh. I haven't read a couple of these in a long time. And it's funny, I have two papers, both called Courage. One was in 1982 and one was in 1984. So we'll see the different themes or whatever. So anyway, courage. Courage is facing up to obstacles without letting a fear of the consequences stop you. When I was younger, I believed that courage was pulling some kind of dangerous stunt. Kids would fight a bully or jump a ditch on their bike, and I would see them as courageous. I figured that they must be very courageous to face that kind of danger. One time, a friend and I actually pulled a crazy stunt like that. I was over at her house, and this guy we knew was babysitting nearby. We were with some people who disliked him, and they suggested that someone take his bike and hide it on him. My friend and I wanted to be daring and courageous, so we did it. So it ended up that he almost called You know where this is going. The police, and we almost got in big trouble. I don't even remember this. We didn't feel very courageous then. Now, being older and more mature at age 15, I find a different meaning of courage in my life. For me, courage is being able to speak my own mind, which is kind of cool. My page is called Mind of Her Own. Speak my own mind and voice my opinions in any situation and not be afraid of what will result from it. Wow, I need to hear that because sometimes I get scared to do that. Also, courage is to be my own person, my own way. Many times, people lacking in courage refrain from doing certain things considered different or unacceptable by standards of others. The meaning of courage for me has changed very much over the years. Gosh, I'm getting so emotional reading this. It's like, this girl was like, it's really strong, you know? In so many ways, just really strong. What I thought was courageous then now seems more stupid than anything. Now courage involves the mind and personality. As I get older and more mature, I think my meaning of courage will change again as I develop my mind and my life. I like that. I actually got a really good grade on that one. Wow. You know, it has evolved with time. It's part of courage. I think there's also time to keep your mouth shut, you know, and to let go and know sometimes when it's not your job to speak up and let things evolve the way that they need to be. There's such a thing as healthy discretion. So, yeah, it has changed. Yeah, but I love that. Let's see. This one was a couple years later. I didn't do as well in this one. Courage is an instinct. I guess I had a different angle on this one. Courage cannot be pre-planned or thought out. It must be brought out unconsciously. Struggles, whether within oneself or between others, bring out the courage inside of an individual. In the face of great risk, fear is often replaced by courage. People who do not feel they are courageous become so when they encounter dangerous situations. One becomes blind to the personal dangers of the conflict. They aren't selfish. Without a thought of themselves, they want to help someone else. In some cases, a person in desperate need of help can find courage within himself. Personal obstacles cause many to search their inner selves for the courageous aspect of their personalities. Sometimes this side of their personality is found only when the person comes into direct contact with the obstacle. They then discover how courageous they really are. I think we all have a courageous aspect of our personalities, though we don't see it every day. We should be aware that it is there and will surface if ever needed. Yeah, I think this is a little different aspect of courage. You know, that more when sort of, I think my other one was a little bit maybe a more conscious courage, more proactive, and this is a more kind of a situational, innate courage, that to know like when you're in a situation that there is that part of you that will step up. And, you know, what comes up for me as I read this, it reminds me of when my dog died, which was the most painful thing, God, probably I've ever been through in my adult life. It was just devastating, and I had to euthanize her. And talk about needing courage. This was, I had to dig really, really, really deep to be able to take this action to help her. So I do agree that when these things come up, you're surprised at the courage that you do have, you know. Okay. This next one is called My Values. My video is getting long. I better wrap it up soon. People will start to fade off and click stop. My Values, 1983, 16 years old. Values are the strong beliefs a person has about the things in his life that have the most importance. They can be both good and bad. Values are learned during one's lifetime. Since each person is raised differently, the values he acquires are individual. Experiences in my life have affected my values. I feel very strongly against animals being abused. I feel they should be respected. There were a few incidents when I was younger that helped me acquire this value. I remember when the older boys in my neighborhood would kill rabbits and burn frogs with matches and then smash them on the sidewalk. This really upset me. I felt so sorry for the poor animals. Now I also get upset when I hear about animals being abused in circuses, horse races, dog races, or other places. In a way, this value applies to people too. It's kind of funny that I mention animals first, but like a good Aspie, I'm an animal lover, you know. I feel that people should be treated with respect and fairness. I believe in the saying, treat others as you would wish to be treated. People cannot expect to be treated with respect if they fail to treat others that way. If no one was kind and giving, only mean and selfish, the world would be in a mess. Which, I don't know, kind of is a little bit. My mother, who was kind and loving, brought me to believe that. I once knew a girl who treated people badly, especially me. This girl was my old best friend. I didn't realize it at first and ended up getting hurt later on. After that bad experience, I promised to never treat people how I had been treated. Another important value to me is working hard. I feel that, I talked about my working hard and like school and athletics and part-time job. So I've also had to learn balance since then. But anyway, another important value to me is working hard. And I do have a strong work ethic. I just always have. I feel that if you want something, then it is worth the hard work. I do well in school by working hard. If I get a low grade on a test or something, I know it's my own fault, and then I work harder for the next test. This also applies to my home life. I'm not handed everything I want. I have to work for it. If I want something, I have to save the money. Last year I had a job and saved half of my paycheck and was able to buy a stereo. I felt very proud. I believe that you get what you put into something. Your hard work will pay off. Sorry, old-fashioned paper. With money, good grades, or self-satisfaction. I feel that having these values will help me in my career or job. If I had a career that allowed me to have authority, I think I would do a good job because I would treat people respectfully and fairly. I would try to make a pleasant working atmosphere. If I help to make the workers like their job, then hopefully they will enjoy working and do a better job. If I had a job involving animals, I would refuse to let any be harmed. They would all be taken good care of. A job helping animals might be well suited for me. And finally, I would work hard at my career. I'd be willing to give a little extra. I think that is what you need to make it in a job or career. Hopefully these values will stay with me in the future. And I got a good grade on that one, A over B+. So let's see, I'm at 19 minutes. So I think those are probably the ones that I'll stop at. You know, maybe some other time I'll share, but I see so many hints of so many of the Asperger traits in these writings, you know, the sort of the love of animals and like the love of humanity and being an individual, you know, not necessarily trying to fit into a mold, you know, being yourself. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, you know, and these are things that I really like about myself, you know, even though I have so many challenges. At my core, I really, really like these things and I feel good about them, you know, so these are, I guess, these are good things. So thanks for just letting me share, you guys, and I would love to hear your thoughts if you resonate with any of these. And by the way, remember, if you like the videos, you know, please like them and share them, comment, subscribe, because you know what? That helps my videos pop up in the searches. I think I'm like right now, like something like page 10 or something of the search if like you do a search on females with Asperger's. So maybe we can get it up to like page 8 for now or something. So seriously, it really does help because that's how it works. You know, the more engagement that I get, the more they'll show up in the searches and then people can find it. And I'm hoping, you know, that people can be helped. Especially, you know, women who are more in my age range and who are seeking some answers. You know, I want to be able to make sure that they can find the videos and hopefully get some help. So thanks a lot.